She was once the most hated woman in Britain, the third wheel in a royal marriage, a shadow behind the throne. But now she's the queen consort no longer. Banished from Buckingham Palace, stripped of titles, shunned from public life. This isn't fiction. This is the unraveling of Queen Camilla. Her quiet fall from grace, triggered not by the people, not by the press, but from within the palace walls. And at the center of it all, Princess Anne, and perhaps even Kate Middleton. This is the story the palace never wanted out, but the silence is breaking. The gates of Buckingham Palace have seen kings rise, queens crowned, and scandals buried. But on a rainy Tuesday morning in July, something strange happened. Camilla, queen consort of the United Kingdom, was not there. No security escort, no scheduled appearances, no car leaving the gates. She had been absent for weeks. The official royal calendar read only this: Queen Camilla will be taking an extended period of personal time. But insiders whispered a different phrase entirely. Camilla has been removed. A royal aide, speaking under strict anonymity, told the BBC in private, "She's not on holiday, she's not sick, she's out." How could the queen consort, wife of King Charles III, be quietly pushed out of the spotlight just 2 years after the coronation? The answer leads us to a single, explosive moment and one woman with the power to ignite it. For decades, Princess Anne, the no-nonsense daughter of Queen Elizabeth II, played the part of the dutiful sister. Stoic, private, loyal to the institution. But behind closed doors, Anne had always harbored deep resentment. Not toward the crown, not toward her brother Charles, but toward Camilla. Sources close to the royal household claim that Anne never accepted Camilla as part of the family. One former palace employee put it bluntly: Anne saw Camilla as a stain on the monarchy. She believed her mother would have never allowed it. The animosity traces back to the 1990s, when Diana's tapes came out, when "there were 3 of us in this marriage" became the defining quote of an era. When the public rallied behind the people's princess and cast Camilla as the villain, Anne, like much of the country, never forgot, but she waited, patiently, watching as Camilla's influence grew. As the queen consort title was bestowed, as the woman who once hid in the shadows began giving speeches, attending global summits, standing beside Charles as if she'd always belonged. Until Anne finally acted. On June 3, 2025, an internal palace memorandum was leaked. The document wasn't dramatic on the surface. It outlined revisions to royal protocol. But line 14 caught everyone's eye. Future engagements involving Queen Camilla to be reviewed in accordance with Princess Royal's advisory. In other words, Anne was taking control. And the next day, during a closed-door Privy Council meeting, Camilla's name was omitted entirely from the lineup of upcoming events. 2 days later, she vanished from public view. Journalists began asking questions. The tabloids ran with it, but Buckingham Palace remained silent, hoping, perhaps, that if they said nothing, the scandal would fade. It didn't. Because then came the video. A week after Camilla's disappearance, a grainy video surfaced online, just under 40 seconds long. It was filmed outside Clarence House by a tourist from Sweden. In it, you can see Camilla being helped into a black car by 2 suited men. She looks exhausted, disoriented. Not like herself. And then, something chilling. Before she steps into the car, Camilla turns to someone just off camera and says, "Tell them Anne has gone too far. This isn't what Charles wanted." She disappears into the vehicle. It drives off. End of video. The clip went viral. Millions of views in hours. And suddenly, Buckingham Palace couldn't stay silent. But their statement was oddly hollow. Her Majesty Queen Camilla is currently taking time to rest following a period of health-related fatigue. Any rumors suggesting otherwise are categorically false. Except, it didn't deny the video. It didn't mention the car. It didn't even mention Princess Anne, which made people wonder, who's really running the show now? Where was King Charles in all this? For weeks, he carried on as if nothing had changed. Hosting banquets, speaking at conferences, smiling for the cameras. Not once did he mention his wife's absence. And then came the whispers from within the palace staff. Charles had agreed to the exile. According to a former speechwriter for the royal household, there was a deal. Charles wouldn't strip her of title publicly, but he wouldn't stop Anne from freezing her out either. It was a soft removal, not a dethronement. Soft, but final. It was the oldest trick in the royal book. Let someone leave with their dignity intact, even if they were pushed the whole way. But not everyone in the family supported it. One person in particular may have fought back from the shadows. In the midst of Camilla's sudden disappearance, another royal returned from her own absence. Catherine, Princess of Wales. Kate had been keeping a low profile for months following health issues and recovery from abdominal surgery. But just as Camilla vanished, Kate reemerged, and her timing was too perfect to ignore. Photos from Windsor showed Kate meeting privately with Princess Anne, but no one from Kensington Palace would confirm what was discussed. Royal expert Lorraine Baxter told The Telegraph, "There's a quiet alliance forming. Kate and Anne aren't naturally close, but they share one goal, protecting the monarchy's image. And Camilla was a PR liability they could no longer afford." Another insider had a different take. Kate didn't want Camilla removed, she wanted her reined in, but Anne went nuclear. So what now? With Camilla out and Kate stepping back into the spotlight, the power dynamic inside the palace has shifted dramatically. The Queen Consort is out. The Princess of Wales is in. And the King? He's just trying to keep the boat afloat. When the news finally broke in mainstream outlets, carefully worded without confirming the full truth, Britain was divided. Some were thrilled. To them, Camilla never deserved the crown. She was the villain in Diana's story, a woman they tolerated but never loved. Others saw something more tragic, a woman who clawed her way into legitimacy, only to be quietly erased when she became inconvenient. As one Twitter user wrote, "They made her queen, let her wear the crown, stand next to Charles, and now they kick her out the back door like a housemaid who spilled the wine." Still, the palace didn't budge. No retraction, no follow-up statement. But the people closest to Camilla, they weren't quiet. Her sister Annabel Elliot reportedly told friends, "This wasn't rest, this was revenge." As of today, Camilla remains absent from all royal engagements. Her official title has not been revoked, but she no longer appears on the royal family's main webpage homepage. Sources say she's staying at Mill House, her private residence, where she's under light medical care, but fully aware of the political chess game unfolding around her. Will she ever return? Unlikely. The monarchy has already shifted focus. Kate and William are front and center. Anne continues to rise in authority. And Charles, he may go down as the king who let two women rule the family from behind the throne. It's easy to forget that behind the jewels, the titles, and the pageantry, the royal family is ultimately a family, one bound by blood, duty, and bitter history. Camilla once said in an interview, "You can't rewrite the past. You can only hope that time allows people to see you differently." But time has run out, and in the end, she didn't fall because of public outrage or scandal. She fell because someone inside the palace finally decided enough was enough. Was it justice? Was it sabotage? Or was it simply the price of wearing a crown you were never supposed to touch? You decide.